Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Eric McElroy. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, welcome along to your first episode of your twice weekly comedy show, Comics Solving Problems, where, yes, it's your Pancake Day special. We won't be cooking or eating pancakes, but we will make your mood as flat as one. That's a guarantee. No, actually, it's not all problems. We will be solving some problems, but it's worth bearing in mind that each week the news has some positives that we don't need to solve, like Anne Robinson being the new host of Countdown. That's fantastic. Always liked the wink that Anne Robinson does at the end of her TV appearances. I especially liked it once when she did it, and it reminded me to buy WD-40. So there are so many good things in life that we can enjoy, but there are so many problems that we can sit here and talk about. So as we go through the problems and solve them, you can, now I've reassigned the keys, let's see if they work. Get involved. Our Twitter things are on screen. You can tweet us on our handles. You can get in on the YouTube action, the main channel to watch this on, youtube.com/comic solving problems. If you message there, we'll be able to see them. We should be able to see your comments wherever you're watching this as well. Hopefully, get stuck in. And at various points, we'll be mentioning our little Ko-fi link where you could chuck some money in our pot to help keep this enterprise afloat. And if you've pre-bought tickets and you're watching via that method, oh, why, thank you. I would doff my cap, but I have no cap to doff. So if you'd like to buy me...
You've got no doff either.
I don't have a doff.
That's why we're asking people for money.
If you'd like to buy me a doff, yeah, chuck it in the pot. But without much further ado, I think it's over to the first problem from the desk of Mr. Eric McElroy.
Yes. I mean, well, the one thing I will say before I get into my actual problem is Pancake Day is something that I discovered once I came to the UK, because the general American population does not make a pancake on Pancake Day. And that is because in America, not only are the streets paved with gold, not only is it the best democracy in the world, big asterisks about that, we have pancakes every day. Just saying.
Yeah. I was thinking, actually, that's probably fair enough, because it's barely a couple of days after loads of blokes have been saying, well, Valentine's Day is not a big deal. I mean, every day is Valentine's Day. You then can't churlishly go, oh, where's my pancakes? Yeah, maybe every day is a day you could have pancakes.
We had pancakes on Valentine's Day. Right. I'm going to bring the mic in close for this, because I've got the real news problem here, Steve. Sorry. Yep. Yes, we're here to solve problems. And Steve, this is a problem. There's so many problems in the world. Here's a question in America. What is the biggest problem? It's not just that we have pancakes every day. No, it isn't that. Jim Jordan, an American politician and overall twat, has this idea of what it is.
But if we don't push back on this and stop it and stand up, as Mr. Dershowitz said, stand up for the Constitution and the First Amendment, it will only get worse. And so this is the number one issue for the country to address today.
All right. He's laid it out there on Fox Business, no less. So it must be the number one question, the number one problem facing America. Is it COVID? Is it poverty? Is it climate change? Oh, no. It's so much worse than that. Because this is the number one problem he was talking about. Cancel culture, Steve. Cancel culture is the number one issue for the country, despite the pandemic. There's nothing that says cancel culture like being on national television, constantly telling people that you're being canceled. I wish I had that level of cancellation. Don't you? I mean, my God.
You have to be something to be cancelled, yeah.
I wish we were canceled at that level. Now, to be fair, cancel culture is happening a lot to Republicans in America right now. And the thing is, like, who has been canceling these Republicans? I mean, some that are being specifically targeted are the 17 who voted for the impeachment and eventually the guilty charge for Trump in both the House and the Senate. Those 17 House Republicans and Senate Republicans are being canceled all over the place. And the question is, who are they being canceled by? Well, from their own state parties. As we can just see here. Basically, they're getting more canceled by their own parties than they are by anyone else. All of the ones who voted against the president, basically the Republican Party is lining up to say, that's not how we do things around here. And it's not just canceling them. It's not just about listening to them anymore, Steve. It's even more than that. But you can see this.
We hear a lot from people in the Republican Party about cancel culture. You know, you are canceling Richard Burr for his vote, which he says was a vote of conscience.
We're not canceling anything. We're saying that we disagree with one particular vote.
Yeah, we're not canceling them. We're just saying we disagree with them and don't want them to have a platform anymore. That's not cancellation, is it, Steve? That's not. That's not it.
I don't know if I dare say.
No, you don't, because you don't want them to come for you. First, they came for the Republicans that voted for impeachment. Anyway, let's not get distracted. It's not just the parties that have been canceling people, Steve. This gets personal, as we can see with Representative Kinzinger. I can see here. His family have written a letter signed by numerous members in his family to say that they can't believe he voted against the president. Now, not only was this letter written to him, Steve, it was a handwritten letter. Who does that anymore? I mean, I know these are conservative Republicans. But if you look at the letter, which you can kind of see a bit of it there, but you can see the whole thing online, it looks like it was written by a serial killer. We're talking about somebody living out in the shed. I mean, maybe these are people who just don't believe in electricity or computers because that's where the Satan gets in. I don't know. But yeah, they aren't happy with it. So the party's canceling people, the family are canceling people. And what exactly did the family have to say to him?
Because it shows the personal level of how much people believe this, and it's breaking a family apart. It's quite sad. After saying Kinzinger is going against his Christian principles and has joined the devil's army, the letter goes on to say, President Trump is not perfect, but neither are you or any of us for that matter. It is not for us to judge or be judged, but he is Christian. It is now most embarrassing, that is underlined 3 times.
It has been underlined 3 times, Stephen, just like the Lord said in the good Bible. You underline it 3 times, and that is the way the Lord's word is, because the Lord never uses a highlighter, because highlighters come in pastels, and God doesn't use pastels, Steve. He underlines.
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times. 3 times lady? No, that's not it. 3 times Satan. So why are these people needing to be censored? That's the real question. Well, let's talk to the real voters themselves about why they want them censored.
We did not send him there to vote his conscience. We did not send him there to do the right thing or whatever he said he.
Yeah, we don't want politicians to vote their conscience or do the right thing. Those aren't conservative values, Steve. But you know what? There's one person who isn't getting canceled, even after the impeachment, even after the insurrection. And we can see who that's, Steve, because it's been polled and asked by Republicans. As you can see in this headline, Republicans do want Donald Trump to play a big role in the party by 75%. 75% of Republicans don't want him canceled. And, I guess all that talk about Trump being shot on Fifth Avenue, do you remember that?
Oh, that he could shoot someone.
That he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a starter, Steve. Shooting somebody on Fifth Avenue, that's nothing. The guy can mow down Congress and most of the government, and he'd still be somebody that they want to be represented by. I don't know about you, Steve, but those are some pretty good values that we don't want to cancel.
Well, that's interesting. So I could put the thing up so people can get engaged in the debatey stuff here. I suppose the letter isn't cancel culture, is it? That's just a letter of disagreement, and disagreement's actually fine.
Well, they said they did go on and basically say that not only did they want their money back for supporting him to run for office, they thought other people were going to want their money back as well, and that it pretty much wanted him to go away.
But again, wanting someone to go away is fine, but making it happen is cancel. That's cancel culture, isn't it? Getting rid of someone's ability to continue to work and to earn a living because they disagree with you, or rather you disagree with them. That would be...
But if this is coming from his family, Steve, and so if they cut him off from Thanksgiving dinner next year, I mean, that's effectively being canceled in the United States. That is worse than missing Pancake Day.
Well, on that note, actually, we've got some pancake correspondence. If you'd like to talk pancakes, you've got the message boards to do it. We can pop that up there. Chris says, sorry I'm late. I was busy tossing in the kitchen. Ooh. Thank you. Dara, do you understand why that is?
Tossing a pancake?
Yeah.
Don't you flip a pancake? You don't toss pancakes,
do you? Toss pancakes, yeah. Yeah, it's the tossing day of the year. It's the big toss.
Oh. In America, we don't toss. We knock one out.
Okay. I mean, I guess you can do that with a pancake as well. Darren says, yeah, but American pancakes are crap. British pancakes are so much better. I'm an expert on these things. # wagon wheels. But also I like the fact that Darren's surname is Rolls. So it actually he feels like He actually will be the expert when it comes to starchy carbohydrate snacks, which surely pancakes are. You've got that flour in there.
The American pancakes they're like an evolution of the pancake. They're thicker and meatier.
Yeah.
They actually have meat if they're
No,
done
I can
properly.
understand, American ones are thicker. Yeah, no one's disagreeing in the comments section yet. Interesting.
Yep. Definitely that is the case. We are thicker.
Chris says, that's not cancelling, that's censoring in the style of North Korea, allegedly. Good you put the allegedly on there, Chris, otherwise
Yes.
he would come and find you and he would eat your
Very
pancakes.
litigious. Well,
Litigious.
murderous.
Not another court case with Kim Jong-il. Both.
Martin has said evening all. Mark has said the woman in the middle of the Fox News screen was her mouth on upside down.
Oh, I can't remember which one that was. Was that this one?
That is.
But if we don't push back on this and stop it and stand up, as Mr. Dershowitz said, stand up for.
She does have kind of a. Yeah, she does look like she was built as a Muppet.
But those things where they show you a picture and it looks of a person's face upside down and it looks fine until they turn it upside down and the mouth's on wrong. That's the reveal picture. Fantastic.
Yeah, well spotted.
Yeah, excellent stuff. What else we got going off in the message boards? I'm gonna have to go onto Comment Cam for them because that one doesn't quite show.
Oh yeah,
Comment Cam. Hi.
Give us some comment cam, Steve. That's what the people pay for.
Exquisite says all the USA food is bad. Sweeping generalizations really going to help us on the internet. Evening all says Martin. I do love Eric's statement and overall twat reference to cancel culture. Yeah, I think it's a good insult. It's not up there with Chocolate Pocket, but it's pretty good.
No, don't bring in the pocket again. The chocolate.
Feuerberg,
I just barely got that stickiness off my fingers from the last time.
Do you know, that's the one thing that did well of the clips as well. The clips of last week's show. Just the phrase,
Chocolate pocket.
Mark says the UK government has a 3-line whip. In America, you have a 3-line embarrassment. Underline.
Nice. Victoria said, don't think there's a green crayon font.
Okay, but that's why they had to handwrite it.
Right. There we go.
And Bayberg says, labels, one of the things colonies are good at. You are no longer a prick, not worth talking to. Instead, you are cancelled. Yeah, because that way you're right. I think it's almost like to do with power. When you get people who then have the power to stop people having the ability to disagree with you. It's like in either X-Men, where, what's her name? I can't remember it. Jean Grey just has, instead of fighting with people, she becomes so powerful she just thinks and they disappear. If you've got that much power, you can just remove the person who's about to be up against you. Makes it easier for you, but that's really taking cancel culture too far, isn't it? When they just think and poof, they disappear.
Let me try it.
We'll never know if it worked during the show.
Oh, no, you're still there.
Oh. Charming.
You're the only one they can see, so I mean that had to be.
Yeah, and if you'd have warned me, I could have made it so that I disappeared. I could have done a screenshot of me not sat in it, and I'd be like, "Oh,
Why didn't you warn me you were going to do an X-Men reference after my cancel culture bit, based on a comment that somebody made in the?
Well, I might just get these sorted. I might just have a standard button that I press and I disappear. It's doable.
Right, let's try it.
I can't do it now, but we'll do it for next week. Right, you can keep the comments coming through, and if you're enjoying the show enough to chuck some money in our direction to help out a poor starving set of comedians, Governor, it's all right, Pete Super, no mistaking. You can chuck some money in our little pot at the bottom. You go to kofi.com/comic solving problems. Oh, I got the wrong one. Oh, there it is. I'm relearning all the keys. So I've got a problem that I think we can fix.
Okay.
This is a good problem, actually. This is, how do we get ready for the end of lockdown? The stay-at-home message is to be scrapped next month as the lockdown eases. Oh, yeah, can't wait. We've been wanting this for so long. Lockdown 3 has been the worst of the lockdowns, like all sequels of sequels. Like, I sit around thinking about the good old days, and I don't even mean before COVID. I mean lockdown 1. It was just so much more fun. We had things to do, bread to bake. Lockdown 3 has been difficult for a lot of us, and we're starting to see the early signs that it's going to go. Reports suggest that government officials are set to scrap the slogan, stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. And we've had an interesting time with all the different slogans. So we had stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. We had hands, face, space. That was a good one. Last summer, we had the slogan, eat out, help out, protect my investments. Won't somebody think of the shareholders? And of course, I think we had the best slogan when it was "Stay alert, control the virus, and save lives." And that was an interesting one. I still live by that to this day, because I think one of the ways that I protect myself from the virus is that I manage to stay I stay alert, so that if a virus comes near me, I'm alert.
Nice.
Do you want to have a crack at it?
Okay, hold on, let me just think.
That again. Not bad. Now, are you ready for this one? High tech.
Okay.
Together.
Went away too quick. It's just a force of air.
Yeah, we've got. That's how you stay safe, anyway. So we are heading towards getting rid of this terrible slogan stuff, and it looks like we're getting a roadmap of heading out of lockdown. Next week, we'll be encouraged to take part in small outdoor gatherings.
Okay.
And I've realised I've talked about getting to the end of this lockdown for so long, but I don't think I'm ready. I'm worried. I think I've been institutionalized. I'm like Brooks in Shawshank Redemption. I'm not ready for this. No, when it comes to the first day when we'll be leaving the house to go to a non-essential shop, I'll be like a vampire looking at the sun. Right, let's see what kind of day we've got out. Special effects and nice. A Nosferatu hairstyle already, so I'm working on this. It's worrying. For example, we could be going back to nightclubs, but the nightclub industry has been talking about one of the concepts of bringing it back, that you would have to do a test before you get into the nightclub. And I thought, well, I'm not sure people going to nightclubs would be willing to shove something up their nose where they don't know that. I actually know that's probably, they'll be okay with that. They'll allow that.
Yeah.
And also, if you are a clubber on the rave scene, look at me with all the young slang phrases, you'd better take the vaccine, because if you've spent your life getting off your tits on some pill that some absolute toe rag has been making just on their coffee table, necking that, but then going, I'm not really sure what's in the vaccine, bullshit. So any clubbers, get yourself the vaccine. They should be all right. I love the idea that only people who are likely to pass the test are going to be throwing shapes down the nightclubs, which at the moment would be the over 70s. That's the nightclubs I want to go and see. Imagine that. Everyone with a Nosferatu haircut. But the problem is, the testing could be difficult. It's like trying to go abroad. How many tests would you have to take? Would you have to get a test within 72 hours of going clubbing? It would be easier if you just had the vaccine and could somehow prove it. Sadly, it looks like we're not going to get vaccine passports. And I don't really know if they'd work. I just like the fact that they were really upsetting the gammon anti-vaxxers on social media. They were getting really upset. I've seen so many people talking about the vaccine passports saying stuff like this.
No, I disagree with these vaccine passports. Don't say anything about that in the Magna Carta.
Yeah, okay. Well then, how do you suggest that we manage to use this vaccine thing as a benefit? How do we get back into society?
The Great Barrington Declaration, Steve. Those who are less vulnerable should already be out, doing some spending.
Okay, well, those who've already had vaccines, I suppose they're less vulnerable?
Well, exactly. Include them and all.
Okay. How can we tell who's been vaccinated, though? Because it's really difficult to tell if someone's had their shot just by looking at them.
Well, no, I suppose you can't tell by looking, no.
Okay. So how do you suggest that we include the people who've been vaccinated? How can we tell?
Well, you could have a little booklet sort of thing with a stamp in it, kind of a little passport. No!
I'm just saying that people who don't like the vaccine passports probably are in favour of what they do. You know what I mean?
Look, I just don't like the idea of these passports.
We'd make them blue.
Oh, now I'm confused. Oh.
That's how you get them. They're all about the blue passports. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's going to happen when we come out of this mess, but we're getting darn close to it now.
Yeah, I was with you on the blue. I was like, if you didn't bring up the blue there, I was going to be very disappointed in you, Steve.
Yeah, I think I'd flag posted it by halfway through the sketch, and no longer referring to them as vaccine passports and only calling them passports, so as to set up the space where the blue punchline would work.
It's well structured.
It's almost very like it's comedy, not my first show.
It's almost like that. Yeah. Almost like that. I have to say, though, the vaccine issue, or with people taking tests before they go into the nightclubs, I think that's a good idea. But probably if there are people going into nightclubs, they should take a range of tests before they go in.
Yeah.
You know,
this would be a good
Just
time to
'cause
add to it.
I remember what, when I went to nightclubs for the purposes of the nightclubbing, what my goals were, and I would have felt a lot more comfortable if people had been broadly tested.
Nice.
Just saying. Right.
Some messages. Chris.
Comments?
Yeah, Chris says, "Out and about method." That was some proper acting in my car today. I was up against it because I had to go to the post office afterwards, so I only got one take at that.
Don't reveal behind the scenes, Steve.
Don't look behind the curtain.
Don't let them know that you don't have people go to the post office for them, for you. I mean,
Honestly,
where do they think their donations are going? Except for to your hired help and staff.
No, to pay for those large letter stamps. Good Lord, they're expensive.
Well, Steve makes a lot of money on eBay.
wish.
Bayerberg has got a message to the producer. Stop buying them Restream toys. If you want to up the production quality, invest in some decent ties instead.
What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? This matches the jacket.
This is a nice. I was given this tie by a parent of a student trying to bribe their way into university back in the day.
In fact, John, who used to listen to the afternoon show I did in Essex, who's caught some of these clips because they've gone around on social media and people's WhatsApps, actually said his review of our comedy clips was nice whistles.
Yeah.
That's what people. It's Cockney rhyming slang for people who say out and about. Nice whistle. What? Leave it out. You toilets.
Is the whistle a tie?
No. Having my second vaccine trial jab next month, says Mark. Excellent. Get yourself a passport. Make one. We printed off one for a previous show. It's up there behind me. You should be able to get your own. Mark says...
What are you up for, Mark, as if he's on trial?
Some sort of vaccine, I guess, yeah. Have you been nicking vaccines? Mark says, if you make those passports blue and make them smell of fish, they'll lap them up. I love that, won't they?
Only if it's British fish smell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't want that French fish smell. Can't even say that.
Jack says, to my surprise, I'm getting jab number 1 this week. I could be a dubious older man alone in a nightclub soon. You've got to have plans. Get out there.
That's true. That's right. That's where you'll belong once you have that shot. It'll be your obligation to support the British economy by going to nightclubs and lurking in the corner.
Be ashamed to waste it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I'll be there.
When you got to... Oh, my God. You're going to get your jab before me.
Yes, probably.
Oh, they're going to be some fun shows. Oh, it's good.
I'll have a glow to me because I'll be out and about. I'll be doing the show from a nightclub.
Yeah.
I won't be stuck in this shithole anymore. My home.
I could definitely by then get some plugins set up so that you're sat there and there's just some weird glow coming off you. I could definitely do that. I'll get that sorted.
And then you can disappear.
Still not set it up.
I figured by now.
Is a vaccine passport so you can take a little jar of COVID with you on your jolly holes and get like a little pet passport. Yeah, this is my COVID.
Oh.
Take it for a trip.
Yeah. As long as it's had its rabies shot, it's fine.
Yeah. We've got some other messages. We're not quite keeping up to date with them, but you know what? I think we should crack on and do some more, whatever we call entertainment.
And did you put the Ko-fi link up? Just in case? There you go. If you're enjoying what we do, you think buy him a drink, buy him a doff to cap.
I filmed in my car today and I bought 2 first-class stamps for large letters, so...
The budget for the show is just going up and up and up to bring this quality. And I've been buying furniture to have nice stuff behind me. Wow. So, expensive. Right. Steve, What is the biggest story in the UK? The biggest news story. Bigger than anything else. Bigger than COVID. Bigger than Boris. We all know what it is. We all know what I'm thinking. It's this story right here. Harry and Meghan to be interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's so exciting.
That's it.
Or is it so scandalous?
Is it?
I can't really decide. It's the most important news story, that's for sure. But the key thing is, how do the British people feel about the fact that 2 people who've left the country are going to be interviewed by someone else in another country? Well, we've got the survey results here because somebody wasted the time to ask them, and it was YouGov. And they say 46% of people in the UK think it is inappropriate for Harry and Meghan to do whatever the damn hell they please. That is just not right. And if we dive deeper into that poll, which we can see here, we can look at the demographics behind the people who think it's inappropriate. We can see here that 52% of people that are under the age of, is it 24, 25 there, think it's absolutely fine. But then if you go up the age scale, 70% of people over 65 think it's wrong. 70%. It's almost the people who don't have lives anymore and aren't getting laid anymore that have an issue with this.
Well, no one's getting laid anymore because of lockdown. I don't think you can necessarily say the 18 to 24s are absolutely dripping in poon.
They're closer to it. They're closer to it. At least they can still have sex with themselves, which once you're over 65, not even that's an option because you can't get access to your Viagra subscription anymore.
You can, you just can't get the lid off the jar.
That's it. Exactly. You see, that's why they're so frustrated and angry. No, it's not. Of course, it's not that the over 65s aren't having sex anymore. It's not that they don't have anything else in their lives. It's just because they're racist.
Oh, cool.
So
against
allegedly.
ginger people.
Yeah, exactly. No, Megan's American. So, Steve, it's time to play a little quiz. We love a quiz. What's going to be in the interview with Oprah? And what are Harry and Meghan going to be talking about? What are some facts about them? Are you ready for a quiz about the royals or former royals or whatever you want to call them these days?
Quiz time. Quiz time.
Still haven't made an intro for this. It's quiz time. So people along in the comments, we'll keep an eye on your comments. You can also contribute to the quiz. There is no prize other than you can just donate more money to the show. So, you ready for your first question?
I mean, kind of, but it's about those two, so yeah.
About building. I know, but you're big royal watchers.
Oh, I mean, when do I get to do my rant saying that, honestly, can we just get rid of the royals now? Can we do that yet? I'll do it later. I'll do it at the end.
No.
Spoiler alert.
No.
Get rid of the royals.
No. That's why I moved here. I swore an oath of allegiance to Queen Elizabeth II and her heirs and successors, except for Andrew. Don't really want to be around him anymore. Even though he's the one that I met. He didn't even hit on me. I was too old for him. Anyway.
You're not very good at massages.
They're doing the interview because they're no longer formally involved in the royal family. True or false?
They're no longer formally involved. Oh, not former. Formal.
Formally involved.
Formal, right? Formally. Like they're no longer formally involved.
What is this? Fucking, I'm Eliza Doolittle, and this is a diction lesson.
No,
I think I said it pretty clearly.
I thought you'd said formally. They're no longer formally involved.
They're not formally involved.
Like previously, formally. They're no longer previously involved. Like you blew my mind with the logic
in
of
a
that.
formal way.
Right. Yeah, surely they're not. Are they? No, they're not. Are they? Nah, they're not.
Well, it is false because they are now next level royals, because now they're part of Oprah royalty. They're not part of whoever this woman is, the queen, who's been hanging on for a bunch of years. This is next level. Oprah. You can't get better than that. That's real royalty.
It really helped Tom Cruise's career as well, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. It is hypocritical of Meghan and Harry to put themselves in the media and a platform they control because they should be the property of the UK paparazzi. True or false?
Do you know what? We've got a couple of truths coming in the message boards. I think that's for this question. I said this earlier today that it is hypocritical, but it's an event of hypocrisy that we'd all want. We'd all want all the good and none of the bad. So we, of course, we all want it, and they should probably expect to be called hypocrites for it. So yeah, I think it is technically hypocrisy.
Yes, you're correct. It is true because it worked for Diana, and so it should work for them. Everything turned out great for her.
Okay.
Not soon enough, I say.
You've made a lot of Uber drivers shit themselves now.
Next question.
Yep.
I don't know if you've gotten these first two right or wrong, but one, are you one all?
It don't really matter.
Exquisite tenderness has just said meth. I don't think that was one of the options. True, false, or meth. That's a different game. The next question is, we will finally, on the show, on the interview with Oprah, finally get to find out the truth about Harry being a real ginger.
Oh, you think he might be dyeing it? Oh.
True or false?
Makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't you dye your hair to become one of my ginger brethren? I'm going to say, yeah, true. We'll get to his roots.
False, because we don't call redheads gingers in America.
Oh.
So, we call them redheads. and they're quite sexy. That's why
He's got a certain charm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I've always been so happy about our working relationship. Next question. Harry is at risk of losing one of his 3 remaining military titles. One of those titles is the Honorary Commodore-in-Chief of the Royal Naval Command's Small Ships and Diving. True or false?
God, there shouldn't be honorary position, an honorary Commodore. That's why it's
An honorary
easy.
Commodore of the Royal Navy Command's Small Ships and Diving.
Yeah, that's why it's easy like a Sunday morning. You don't get that one, do you? I thought that's a song of your kind of era.
I know Easy Like Sunday Morning.
Yeah, there you go.
What does that have to do with
Commodores.
Commodore? Oh, right. I didn't know who the band was.
Although he is built like a brick house. But I would say true. Yeah, surely he should be losing all of those. No one should have honorary titles.
It is true, and that is a real title. He got the diving after a particularly wild night in Vegas, if you know what I mean. They have big swimming pools there.
No.
And finally, final question of the quiz. Make sure you're keeping track of scores. Finally, we should give a shit about Meghan and Harry because of their lives are small, and by looking at them, we can avoid the meaninglessness of our own pointless existence.
Oh, I'd agree with you if it weren't for Tiger King. There are other lives that are more entertaining to watch. So, I don't even think they provide entertainment. Or is this the one where I go no? Because we shouldn't have a situation where a family is arbitrarily picked as being better than the rest of us, and it's a birthright should not be a thing for royals. False.
It is true. If I can't pay attention to them, I have to pay attention to my kids. And, if there's not a picture of Meghan in the paper every day, then, I'd have to go get a job or satisfy my wife. And that is not happening.
Okay.
Not on my watch.
I don't know why either side cares so much, and I'm starting to get too annoyed to be able to even handle the internet about this, because there are some people. It's not true that everyone who criticises Harry and Meghan are racist, but it's bloody true that all racists are going to criticise Harry and Meghan. So you can't say that there's no issue with race in there. There clearly is. Yep. But also, why can't we just stop caring about royals? As I say, I don't like the idea of a God-given right for a family to be better than the rest of us. That means that family's better than your family, Eric. I'm offended on your behalf.
You've met my family.
Okay, I'm less offended in this case. It's a bad example. But do you know what I mean? How are these? They're living the high life, and obviously there are loads of downsides, but it's just a pointless system. Do they bring in tourism? Yeah, and there's loads of tourism in France because the palaces. So look what they did to their royals. I'm just saying if we got rid of them, they'd be doing better than what other countries have done to their royalty. So we don't need them. And I just get annoyed where either your old Daily Mail people go, I can't believe Meghan. Stop caring. Stop caring. Are you upset by it? Stop caring. And then other people say, I can't believe people are having a go at Meghan. Stop caring, because they're just famous people. And if a famous person does an interview, it makes sense. Just be okay with it and stop caring.
But the thing is, all the people who are upset that they're doing the interview with Oprah are all going to watch the interview with Oprah.
Why? Oh, so they can have a go at it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they need to not watch. People bother me.
But the royals are important, Steve. Who else? If I hadn't sworn an oath of allegiance to them when I became British, who would I have sworn an oath of allegiance to?
So there's no concept of citizenship in any other nation other than those with monarchs?
Not that matter.
Yeah. You probably would have stayed. And either way, do you not think it would be worth it for the greater good of saving some of our... It's something like 40p a year. And right now, I could do with that 40p a year back, actually, thanks, Queenie, because I just had to buy 2 first-class stamps, and they were pretty damn expensive, and they got a picture of your face on them, to be fair. So, a little bit of that back. Yeah.
But who's going to be the honorary commander-in-chief of the small ships and diving? Huh? Who's going to do that? Who's got the time?
I'd love to see the crisis that happens where they go, quick, we need to call one of our honorary chiefs. Harry, what would you do? What's that? You're filming a Netflix series. We'll call you back, don't worry. Ugh.
He wouldn't take the call if he was talking to Oprah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more important. So how do you think people did on the quiz?
Correction, Steve 2, Chris 2, Mark 3. Final score. Mark, well done.
There you go. Well done.
Everyone's got up to date with their comment cam. With the, we are never going to catch up with all of these messages.
Who is Oprah Winfrey? Nice.
Good call.
I can block you from watching this show, babe. Don't you dare.
You will do a lot of jokes on this show, but you will never speak ill of the Winfrey.
Martin liked the effects of the coronavirus by saying he should have worn 3D glasses.
Oh, I can't bring it up on this. It has to be on the right. I can't bring it up on Comment Cam.
What?
Could you imagine if I got that
Could you put it on mine?
No, I've got to be not on our page for it. I can bring it back. Are we done with all the topics? No, I've still got another one to do.
You've got another. I've done 2 stories. Have you done 2 stories?
No, not yet.
Lost track.
Right,
oh, shit. There's a problem.
We were about to have some fun with the virus.
And I have seen some Ko-fis come through, so thank you very much for those of you who've donated. And feel free to keep it coming.
Yep. So let's get stuck into, if I can bring that. Bing. Bing. So a quick word on this one. This is a problem that I can solve really quickly. It's how do we sort out the problem of scams? And it's worrying because COVID means there are loads of people being called up and they're being asked for bank details because of, we need to book you in for your appointment. And there's a lot of worry there about vaccines. And people, absolute hideous people, are using it as a way of ripping people off for money. And I think the solution is to realise we don't need the phone anymore. It's time to say goodbye to the phone.
What?
I know, it's controversial, but I think now is the time. 2021 is the year to realise, you just don't need phones. I remember growing up, I used to beg my parents for me to be able to have like a landline extension in my bedroom. And this is not even like my own line or anything. We were not fancy. It was me wanting my dad to get a piece of wire, trail it up the stairs and attach another phone to it so I could have my own phone. They never said yes. But now, I don't want to show off too much, but I got my own landline.
What?
Yeah.
Get out.
And I never use it. The only reason I got it is because I was forced to have it to be able to get the internet, and I quite like the internet. It lets this happen. And my broadband, I love my broadband, but the landline that came with it is so pointless that I don't even know my landline number. And if you need to know it, I'd have to look it up in my phone. Just call this. I would definitely be holding it. You might as well save yourself the hassle. I did when I had more money than I needed back in when I was working, when I actually had a job. Do you remember that? TV, radio, things like that? I had some money to waste, so I bought a phone for the landline so I could have it not ring, but it would tell me how many missed calls, and it's got an answer machine thing on it. And all it ever is cons. It's just scams. It's just nonsense. I end up with about 5 calls a week, and there are things like saying I've won a holiday, or one of them keeps saying that I've been involved in an accident, and this must be a terrible accident because I have no recollection of it at all. I must have blanked it. That I've been through some stuff, so it's a pretty good job I got that holiday coming my way. But so it's absolutely pointless having a landline. What about for calling? Well, recently I've been trying to sort loads of paperwork out to do with life and whatnot, and I've spent so much of my time calling banks and getting through to their call centre type things. You don't get through to a call centre. What happens is, say you need to speak to a bank. So you Google the bank, you look on the web page, you get the contact me thing, you get the phone number, you call the phone number, you go through loads of pre-recorded messages saying, because of COVID, our lines may be busier. You're a bank, but all right, well, I'll sit through even longer. And all you do when you're on hold is you listen to a voiceover telling you to go to the website. That's where I got your number from. Where do you think people get numbers from these days? So they're pointless to receive calls on. They're pointless to make calls on. And we've all got the mobile phones. And the mobile phones are useful other than the phone part. Like, all the rest of it is good. But I can't be the only one who prefers not to receive a phone call. If I get a phone call, when the phone starts ringing, I think this. What are they ringing me for? They'd better be calling to tell me why they can't text. Just send a message. It's quicker. It takes up less of my time. That is the future. How about we all get stuck into that? And that would just mean it'd be easier to sort spam out. When Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, at no point did he think this would be a great way of promising people a few million from a Nigerian prince. No. He thought it would be eventually able so that we could sit down and play Candy Crush in peace. And that is all we need phones for. I think this is it. This is the turning point, my friends. Say no to the phone.
No to the phone. I do have a good solution to the old calling you to offer you things you don't need or that you've been in an accident. This is something that my wife genuinely did the other day. She started counseling the guy that called and saying to him, because they can't hang up on you. You have to stop the call. I've noticed this before, because I often will chat to them, and because there's nothing else to do. Don't have employment right now. And so she was like, basically, are you happy? Are you fulfilled with what you're doing? Do you believe that you are reaching your life's potential with the work that you are doing? Do you think that there is goodness that you are bringing to the world because of what you're doing now? You are better than this. You should go out there. She went on for 5 or 10 minutes with this guy. A week later, he texted her to say that he agreed with her and that he should do better in his life, but that he's an engineering student and he just needs a little bit of money to get by.
That's the long con. So, that's the long con, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with you.
We sent him £5,000.
Any day now, that holiday is coming your way.
I think really won that one. We really won that one.
Say no to the phone. E.T. is worried where to stick his digit now. I'll tell him where to stick his digit. At and about.
We showed our kids that movie and they had no idea what he was doing. Why didn't he just text?
Of course.
Can you just FaceTime?
Just WhatsApp. Jeez.
The whole movie's pointless now. Let's see. What else have we got? I'm still getting true and false in here from the quiz.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments which we just ain't got to catch up on now. I feel like we've let that one slip.
Bayerberg has come in there with another one. There's a newfangled technology, tablets. No, not those you need to swallow. It's like a cell phone, but without the phone part.
Wow. Get me some of that.
Never heard of that. Brand new technology. What else have you got? That's pretty much caught me up.
Yeah, I got loads more trues and falses coming through. See what's happening on Twitter. I think we're up to date.
Look at how much I'm proud to be British. Look at that. You get this mug when you swear to the Queen.
Right. You can still get that mug without a Queen.
So good it made my camera blurry.
Look at them for special effects.
It's almost like I disappeared.
Almost, although as long as you're still remaining alert. Whoopah! Ho, that was flipping. Getting in there, wasn't it, that one? Whoopah! This is what you're tuning in for. This is why you should be putting money in the pot.
It's terrible. Just looked at it on delayed replay.
Try to do this both at the same time. You ready? Focus. It's not messing around. Remo, unarmed and dangerous. Here we go. Whoopah! Okay.
Now disappear.
Still not fixed that one. Still not done that one yet.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay. Well, I think we're up to date. Sorry for not being able to catch up with all the all the messages.
Fair enough.
Bayerberg, whoa, a Chinese-made cup. Is that what it says on the bottom?
Well, I can't tip it over because there's liquid in it now. Nope. It's just dishwasher safe.
Made in China. You're right.
How much would you have liked it if I tipped it over to look?
That would have been a commitment to the bit. I'm all for committing to the bit, but I don't want to have to do any extra washing for this show.
Yeah, and it's because of British, it's gin, so I would never spill that.
On these ties, you can't afford to stain these pieces of
Not
polyester.
These whistles. Is that...
Let's say, yeah, that's what it means. There you go. On that.
No one will ever know. Just like whether or not Harry's really ginger.
Why do people care? But now it's really difficult to not care. I mean, I just don't like the royals, and now people are saying, "What, you don't like Meghan?" No. I just the point of being worried about the royal is, what, you got a problem with Meghan? Oh shit! So now I'll get cancelled too.
Yeah.
Oh. Brit, I had a conservative company. Oh, it's just moved on. Hang on. I had a conservative company. A conservative company. I'm guessing it might be like put it in a conservatory. Conservatory company ringing me again and again, trying to tell me how great they were. Agreed, as was in a second floor flat. The fact that they overlooked. That would be impressive.
Yeah. Can be done.
Yeah. Good news or bad news for your downstairs neighbours.
Yeah.
Difficult to know.
And just do it on stilts.
God, yeah, that would work. Sod this comedy lot. We've just got a new comedy to work on.
There we go. So, boy, there's just a flood of comments coming through. We are never going to catch up on these. But we're going to be back on Thursday.
Yep.
And,
more entertainment. Meanwhile, Eric's got a podcast. You want to
Yes, American Exchange. Last week we spoke to somebody who'd done research into Senator Josh Hawley, because he lived here in the UK and taught young, impressionable, posh British boys.
Oh dear.
And there's some stories there, let me tell you. And you've got a book?
Got a book. I've been plugging this all over the place. I've been trying to talk about this. So if you search for Lasted Another Year, despite a pandemic, as we've been saying, you can go to it on Amazon. Other online sellers are available, but they do not have my book. So do with that what you will. And also I want to say thank you to Nicola in Dartford. I mean, probably not watching this. She listened to the radio earlier and sent a message saying, you might have noticed an uptick in sales. She'd bought this and the 2 previous books that I brought out for the past few years.
Wow.
Which is the nicest thing. Flipping heck. I mean, I'm going to get maybe even 87p off the back of that, which almost covers one of the stamps.
Because then people won't donate.
Well, 87p, yeah, okay. But you can get these. You can put the 87p straight in the pot. I don't mind. Either way, I'm going to be paying for a stamp, baby.
There we go. Right. Well, we'll be back Thursday at 9 o'clock in the UK, and check out the other things that we do and wherever we are. Follow us on the Twitter, subscribe to the channel, and do what you need to do. Act like you are the honorary commander and commodore-in-chief for the small ships in diving.
That's why it's easy. Oh, you caught that one quite well.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Bearbird, can we get the book in audio form? No. Simple as that. Even though I'm literally a voiceover artist for a living.
I'll do it.
No.
I'll read it. I'll put on my accent and I'll read it like Steve talks.
And about. Right, have yourself an absolute cracking couple of days. Thursday, 9 o'clock. We'll be back for some more. Till then.
See you there.